Alright guys, so we're almost there. What we have left is the shopping cart, alright, and also the static page controller, which is going to control our, so we can go to pages/about. Alright, and that's going to be really quick, so let's do that real quick, get it out of the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to controllers, and we want to create a new one, and let's call it pages.js. Alright, and we'll open that up. So there's basically no dynamic functionality for this at all. It's just going to load a page for us. Alright, so we want the about page, so we're going to say router.get/about, and then we're going to render the pages about template. Alright, that's it. That's all we need to do here. So save that. Alright, and then we need to create the template. Okay, so public templates. And let's create a folder called pages, and then create a new document called about.js. I'm sorry, about.dust. Okay, so we'll open that up, and I'm just going to paste this in. Very simple. Okay, it's just we're using the master layout. We have a title. In the body, we're going to have a row with a 12-column div, which will have a heading and a paragraph, a couple paragraphs. Okay, so that takes care of that. So if we save that, now we should be able to go to /about, or I'm sorry, pages/about, because it's the controller. All right, so that's all set. And if you want to add more pages, just add them in the templates section, and you should be good. So the cart. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to, let's start with adding the add to cart functionality. Alright, so let's go to the book details page. So we want to go to public, templates, books, and then details. And you can see down here we have a link with add to cart. Well, we need to change this into a form, not just a link. Alright, so we're going to say form. Method is going to be post, as always. Alright, the action. Action is going to be /cart/ and then the ID of the book. So we should be able to say book.id or book._ID. Alright, and then we want an input, and this is going to be a submit button. Type equals submit, and we're going to give it a class, foundation class of button and success. Alright, and then the value is just going to be what's displayed, so it'll be add to cart. Alright, and then what we need to do is pass in that CSRF value. So input type equals hidden, value is going to be curly braces underscore CSRF, and then the name will be underscore CSRF. Alright, and that should do it for the form. Okay, so just to make sure that works. Okay, we're still getting the add to cart, which is good. So now we want to go to the cart controller. Okay, so we want controllers, and then we need to create a new document, and we're going to call it cart.js. So we'll open that up, and let's open up another one. I'm just going to copy this. Alright, so we're going to have let's do the post first. All right, so we want, actually, you know what? Let's not do the post first. Let's handle the actual cart page. All right, so the cart, let's get rid of this. And what we're going to do first is get the cart from the session. Okay, when we click add to cart, it's going to take that item and it's going to create some session values or session variables that we can work with. Okay, so let's create a variable called cart, and we're going to set that to request.session.cart. Okay, that's something we're gonna create when we click the add to cart. Then I'm going to create another variable called display cart. All right, and that's going to be set to an object items, and items is going to be an array, and then we want the total. Okay, by default it's going to be 0. All right, and then here we want a variable for, I guess, the total, all products added together, which by default is going to be 0. All right, so now to get the total, we need a for loop. So we're going to say for variable item in cart, and this will make more sense after we do the actual post code. So we want display cart dot items, which is an array, dot push. Okay, so push is basically, it's just going to add something to an array. So what we want to add to it is the item. So cart item. All right, and then the total, I'm going to say plus equals cart, cart item quantity, so dot qty, and then we're going to say times the cart item price. Okay, so quantity times price, really simple. And yeah, that should be it for the loop. And then down here we want to say display cart dot total is going to be equal to total. All right, and then we're going to render the cart. So we want result dot response dot end render, and we want to render cart slash index, and then we just need to pass along cart, which will be equal to display cart. All right, so that should take care of displaying the template. So now we need to actually create the template. So let's go to public templates cart index. All right, now I'm going to paste this in. Okay, so we're using the master layout. So what we're doing is in this line right here, we're checking to see if there's any items in the cart. That's why we have this question mark and then cart.items. If there are, then we're going to set this table. We're going to create a table with some headings. We have item, quantity, and total. And then we're going to loop through here using the hashtag character cart.items. And then we're going to spit out this table row, which will have the title, it'll have the quantity, and the price. And this link right here, book/details/ we should put the actual ID here. So we'll say ._ID. All right, and then that ends, the loop ends, and then we have the rest of the table code down here. We're going to have the cart total. All right, and then we have this else is coming from this right here. If there are any items in the cart, then do this, else we're going to spit out a paragraph that says you have no items in your cart. All right, so pretty simple. Let's save that. All right, and this all looks good in the controller. So let's save that and let's just see what happens. Probably get a couple errors here and there. All right, so if we go to Home and then we click on Cart, your shopping cart, empty cart. All right, so there are no items in your shopping. Now this empty cart button is to actually empty your cart, and I want to make that smaller. So let's go ahead and go to the CSS. We'll go to public CSS style.css, and down at the bottom, let's say, what was it? Was it an H2?